Today, we're going to be talking about why men are single. So I've done videos in the past reacting to articles in media discussing why more men are single than ever before.
We've been on vacation, so now we're back. So, the question, I guess, from this, pretty attractive young lady. What do you think? You think she's attractive?
Yeah.
And so, how old do you think she is?
Like 32.
Okay. So anyway, so she looks like she's mid-30s, but she's fairly attractive. So where does that come from? But anyway, she's fairly attractive. So do you think guys would be prone to listen to her give dating advice? Probably. I mean, most of the time, guys are going to listen to an attractive lady. But on the other hand, why do you think? Do you have an idea why a lot of guys are single nowadays? From my understanding, there seems to be an alarming rate of single guys nowadays.
Like what?
How do you measure that anyway? How would you measure that there's more single guys nowadays? Is it because more guys are online nowadays than back in the day because you have online media and stuff?
How do you know they're really single?
I don't know. Maybe because a lot of them are complaining about being single.
No.
But I don't know.
So these guys don't want to be single.
I'm assuming though. So you have something I guess called an incel that doesn't want to be single, that wants to be women but are maybe awkward or something. So I don't know. But would you guess from just your short presence of seeing some of this stuff online why some of these guys may be single?
I mean, my guess would probably because they're socially awkward, maybe because of what?
No, I'm just
of like
asking.
social media stuff. Like, I don't know, maybe they don't get out enough and talk to people and talk to girls. I mean, if they're 20s and 30s, most of their communication is probably through texting and, they probably don't have face-to-face conversations.
Well, okay. Anyway, let's see what she's got to say.
First, there are some overarching issues on a societal level that are playing a role in this that I've covered extensively in other videos. But in this video specifically, I'm going to talk about a handful of other reasons why men are staying single. And these are all more of a by choice type of basis rather than like the societal issues that are occurring. So the first reason why men are single is because of these negative feelings towards women that they have. So many men today are single because they have a negative view of women or a negative view of relationships and marriage in general.
So I would have to agree with on that. And the reason why I have to agree because some of this online stuff that I've seen has just been men bitching about women and how they can't get women. And so now that they've been bitching about women, they have joined this, what you call committee of us. And so, listen, if you find something to bitch about, you can find somebody else to bitch about with you. And then you find some other people to bitch about it with you. And then you have this whole group of people bitching about it with you. And then you have this whole community of people bitching about it with you. And you know what happens? You have no solutions because you kind of go and you rub each other's back and say, it's going to be okay. All women are bad. And that's what I see from a lot of these men online is that they do have negative feelings towards women. Women and men get their heart broken in relationships. Men get their heart broken and women get their heart broken. But the thing is that once you get your heart broken, there should be things that you learn from that. And you shouldn't just be bitter and just, hate all women. But anyway, I don't know. How do you feel? How do you feel about it? You ain't got nothing to say?
I don't really.
Really?
I mean, I didn't know there were so many single men or boys or guys. I mean, I don't know. I don't pay attention.
You don't pay attention. All right.
This could be because of past experiences with someone that you dated, personal struggles from your upbringing, rejection, not having success with dating, being chronically online and only seeing women go viral who just continue to confirm your negative bias. Guys who have these negative attitudes and emotions towards women can impact their ability to form healthy and fulfilling relationships. And women in general are not just malicious, evil creatures trying to ruin your life. I think sometimes content online makes it seem that way.
Listen to the red pill guys and women out to suck you dry and
take you for all you've got.
Take you for all you got, even though you don't have anything. The thing is about a lot of this red pill content is that they talk to all you guys like you're multimillionaires, and all these women are going to suck you dry. And to be honest with you, most guys don't have two pennies to rub together. Not in your 20s and not in your 30s. And they talk to you on this level like you'll be going to become this wealthy and this multi-million-dollar, that you're going to have all these investments and things like that. And that when you have all these investments, that you're going to have a multitude of women that you're going to be courting, and that you're going to have a wife, and you're going to have all these kids, and then you're going to have 10 other, what do you call them? I don't even know what you call them. Harems on the side. And the reality is that most of you can't even get one woman. So let's start at point one. Start at one woman and work to make one woman happy, because I will tell you, the challenges of making one woman happy will let you know that you don't want multiple women that you're trying to make happy. Not saying anything bad about you, but I'm just saying it's like it is work.
A relationship is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is work, and it's work for the woman to try to make the man happy too, and so it's work from both sides. But you can't go in there, with this selfish attitude, this me attitude, and then this disdain for women.
And obviously that's not a great thing to think if you want to be in a relationship. And ultimately, I think that's why a lot of men are single, because they have a negative view of women altogether. They have a negative view of relationships and marriage, and feel that they would just be better suited being single. So focusing on improving themselves is the next point here. I think some men are single because they are just focusing and really zoning in on improving themselves first before getting into a relationship.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call bullshit on that one. I don't think she knows men that well. I don't know any man that's focusing on improving. He might be focusing on improving himself, but in the meantime, he would like some strange here and there. I don't know any man that's really just saying, you know what? If this girl comes up and says something to me, I'm good. I'm focusing on me.
Yeah.
That is what women do. I have seen women do that. It's like, no, I'm just focusing on me. And I don't even know if that's true. I'm pretty sure even when women say that, they got somebody off on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Not always.
But I'm just saying, it's just to me. But I know, for me, as being a guy, when you're in your 20s and in your early 30s, and if you're by yourself, you have so much testosterone pumping through you that, to be honest with you, that's all you can think about. All you can think about is women. That's all most men think about is women. If you ask most young men what they're thinking about, it's going to be in this order: money, women, or women, money. Those are the top two things. And depending on the guy, it depends on what order in. Yeah, they might be thinking about improving themselves and muscles and all this other stuff, but that's going to be a third and fourth, because I'm going to be honest with you. If you had the choice, it's like, hey, this beautiful woman wants you to spend the evening with her. You think that guy's going to the gym? Think he's going to work? No. And so I don't have to call bullshit on that one. But I don't know. Am I wrong? You think I'm wrong?
No, I think you're right.
Being that we have young men, that we have a young man in the house right now. The ultimate thing that's probably thought about all the time is money and women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, hey, it's just natural. This is natural as a young man.
Maybe you feel like you have a little bit more work to do before you're ready for a relationship or dating, and that's totally fine. Just make sure you aren't waiting around until you feel completely healed, or else you'll be waiting forever, right? You don't need to be perfect in order to date, and I want you to remember that.
She's talking about this from a female standpoint. Waiting until you're perfect. I don't know any man's waiting to be perfect to be with a woman.
She said don't wait until you're perfect.
I know, but she's saying that she's trying to tell a young man not to wait until you're perfect. There's no young man that I know that's waiting until he's perfect to try to. That's not even his thought process. No, none that I know of.
Any older men that are perfect.
That sounds like
there's nobody.
There's nobody that's perfect. But what I'm saying is that sounds more like what a female would say. It's like, I'm waiting. I'm improving myself. I'm waiting till I get to That's not a guy's thought process.
It sounds like she's trying to tell guys that take time and improve yourselves. But you don't have to be perfect, but work on yourselves.
You're working on your money, your game, and your frame. That's what they're working on. Yeah.
With this self-improvement movement in full force, it's really easy to constantly feel like we need to be doing more, being better, and improving in some way, shape, or form. I think this can be an incredibly positive thing for many reasons, but like anything else in life, it has its setbacks and its negatives too. So just the next reason why more men are single is because they are prioritizing their career. Some men may choose to stay single in order to prioritize their career because they feel that a romantic relationship would require too much time and energy that could be better spent on reaching their professional goals.
Okay, I can probably say that to a degree. I can probably say that there are some guys that are more career oriented, but what I also say is that they might not be getting in long-term relationships, but don't mean that they're not having side flings. Mm-hmm. And so the thing with me is that, listen, it's hard to chase two rabbits at a time. What I mean by that is that it's hard to chase a high status, high, paying, high, just I have to be at work, have to do this all the time type of career, high stress career, and also chase a female. Now, a lot of times what I would say is that, depending on what type of female that you're looking for, and a lot of these guys may not be looking for those type of females, but usually there's female orbiters around, or there's females also in the same career that you're doing that are high in, listen, office flings and, just flings with clients and things like that, or just, going out to happy hour just to, de-stress, and you just run into women at the bar. Doesn't mean that they're looking for a long-term relationship, but doesn't mean that they're not having flings either. And so, I don't know. I'm a little mixed on that one with that. I would say if for the guys that I have known, growing up, that were really career oriented and actually have made a real, they also had, very high testosterone too. And that comes with high testosterone, comes with a high, sex drive and, I don't know.
Body count?
Not necessarily body count, but yeah, it could come with a high body count too, because you're not looking for anything, they're not looking for anything serious. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for just, hey, stress reliever, and then leave me alone. I got to go back to work.
Because the guys you grew up with were working on their careers.
Not everybody was. Some of them were. A very small percentage of them were. Anyway.
I'm just playing. I don't even know who they are.
You do.
I know some.
I know many men today also feel like they are too busy to put in the work and effort that a relationship requires, because let's be honest, a relationship requires time, effort, and energy from both people involved. I think it's also important to note that many men feel like if they prioritize their career, it will then enhance their freedom of choice in a partner when they do decide to start dating. Next reason more men are single is because they're just simply not looking for commitment, and they place more value on their independence and flexibility. So some men may choose to stay single because they're not interested in committing to a serious relationship and may prioritize their personal freedom and their independence over a romantic relationship.
To me, everything she keeps saying just keeps in the back of my mind saying, not looking for anything long term, but I'm just picking up booty calls.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do agree with that. Like, somebody might not be looking for a long-term relationship because maybe they like to hang out with their guy friends. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that they're not looking for women. They're just not looking for.
There's a lot of guys.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys not looking for long-term relationships. Now, the thing is that I don't know if what she's talking about is these guys that can't get women to begin with. That's totally different. That is a totally different camp, because if you can't get women to begin with, well, yeah, if you can't get women to begin with, then that's a totally different camp than just saying that you're not interested in long-term relationships. And so I'm not sure exactly who she's talking to right now.
Yeah, but I don't think she was ever saying that, talking about the guys that can't get women. I think she was talking about the guys that choose to stay single.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of guys choose to stay single in their 20s and their 30s because they want to play around and play the field.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that when you're with a guy and you have a group of guy friends, most of your guy friends are not going to be in committed relationships, which means that once you get into a committed relationship, you can't hang out with the guys like you used to.
Right.
And some guys will be like, well, you should be able to do everything. Listen, you get in a committed relationship and you see how that goes with you going and hang out with the guys all the time and see how long you're gonna be in a committed relationship. it's not you have to give and take. There's some things you got to give. It'd be no different if you got a committed relationship and the girl that you're in a committed relationship with was going to hang out with her single girlfriends all the time and going out. You would feel some type of way too. It's like, well, you're hanging out with all these single girls. These single girls are attracting single guys, and you would feel some type of way. You would feel like a little threatened. The same thing that happens for women is like, you're hanging out with all these single guys and there's single girls that are going to be around with single guys. It's the same. So I would say that there's more of the guys not wanting to get into the committed relationships so they can play around with the other women that their guy friends are hanging out with. And so I've seen that quite a lot. So which means booty calls. Which means just a lot of strange things running around.
Strange things running around?
Yeah, that's what you call it, strange. Yeah, call it strange. But it's not known, it's strange. It's strange. It's not, stranger danger.
There are a lot of men now who just aren't looking for commitment, right? Hookup culture, situationships are increasingly common, which certainly plays a significant role here. Which, if you are not new to my channel, you know how I feel about those things, and I am not a fan.
What do you say?
That's why it took 7 minutes. She's not a fan.
She's not a fan?
She just buried it.
But you can't just bury it. It's reality. It's like you got to speak to it.
She mentioned it, but then she just quickly shunned and buried it and moved on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's reality nowadays. And here's the thing. It was reality back in the day, too. Why do you think they had things like Freaknik back in the day when they had video cameras and they had all these, parties and things back in the day? Hookup culture is not just something that just so-called happened, in the digital age. It's been going on for a long time. It's just been one of those things that wasn't talked about. Now it's kind of in your face now because of all the online stuff and all these young people who now have access to the internet and are giving all this terrible dating advice. Fresh and fit.
Next reason why men are single is because they're introverted or struggle with their social skills. So being introverted, shy, or lacking social skills were some common reasons I got from you guys when I asked you about struggles that you have with dating specifically.
These are the guys that can't get women. Now, that's the difference. If you want women, but you choose not to be in a long-term relationship, that's one thing. If you actually have a problem with talking to women, actually being social around women and being comfortable around women, you keep sniffing.
Sorry.
That is a totally different thing. And so that's what I thought this video was about to begin with. But evidently now she's getting to it at the back of the video about it. But let's see what she's got to say.
So in terms of being introverted, they may be more comfortable with solitude and may not feel the need for social interaction and companionship as much as, say, an extroverted individual. But I think it is important to note that introversion is just one aspect of someone's personality, and there are many introverted men out there who are in happy and fulfilling relationships.
So, I don't know. What do you think I am? You think I'm an introverted or extroverted person?
Introvert.
You think I'm an introvert?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
You keep to yourself.
I do. I'm very introverted. I don't like people. I don't like people. You make a lot of noise down there. I don't really like people. I'm introverted. I would say probably 90% of the time I'm introverted.
By choice.
By choice. What do you mean by choice?
That's your comfort zone, but you can be extrovert, I think, for work and when you have to.
Yeah. I'm extroverted when I have to be,
Yes.
or when I'm comfortable, or when I've had a couple drinks. I don't know. Is that a good thing though? I mean, it can be bad because it did hamper our relationship for a while because I was too introverted, which means I didn't talk to any people that I didn't know, i.e. her friends.
Talk to anybody.
I didn't talk to
Barely
anybody.
even me.
But the thing is that I've always had extroverted skills though. I've always had extroverted skills because I grew up in sports.
That's what was confusing to me though, because I would go with you to work sometimes and you would be this, like the mayor. You knew everybody, you talked to everybody, and then we go out. You had not two words to say to me or anybody around us.
I was so tired of being extroverted during the day that I was introverted in the evening. But the thing is that with the introverted, I think the introverted skill is looked at as being negative sometimes, and it's not negative. The thing of being an introvert for me is I do watch a lot of things that go on around me. I watch a lot of people. And by the time that I get to the point where I'm actually extroverted after I've been in a situation, I have actually figured out kind of the social dynamics of who's around me. And so I know kind of what not to say to certain people, what to say to certain people, who's going to laugh at certain jokes, who not to laugh. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not just walking in the room and just cracking and just offending people because I've sat back, in the room and I've watched people and watched how they move to see who may be sensitive to certain things and things like that. So I think when I am extroverted, I'm actually better at being extroverted. I don't know. You can tell me, but I don't know. I may be wrong at that. I might not be a good extrovert when I am an extrovert, but I feel like I am.
Yeah, no, I think you are.
So being an extrovert is not a negative thing. No. Introvert. Being an introvert is not a negative thing.
I don't think, I would say I'm 50-50 too.
Yeah, you are.
But I'm not with, around like friends. I'm not, I would say I'm the opposite with work. I think I'm a little bit more
so you're
introvert. And with people like that I don't know and going out and I talk to anybody.
Yeah, so that's the difference between us. She opens up a lot more in social situations a whole lot quicker than I do. I'm like a slow burn, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's good for me because you pull me out of my introverted zone. I would just sit in the corner. And honestly, I'd go sit in the corner and watch, whatever's going on and be content. without being involved in a lot of stuff because I like people watching.
Right.
But then you pull me in to be involved, and when I get involved, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm a social creature, you know. But anyway, being introverted is not bad for being a guy. I think you just need to work on your extroverted skills also. So when it comes time for you to be extroverted, you've had time as an introvert to be able to read the room, and then when you can, if you worked on your extrovert skills, when it's time for you to be extroverted, you can be actually a little better than people who are naturally extroverted. I think I'm actually better.
Yeah, naturally extroverted, I don't think is always such a good thing, and I don't think it's always that you're just comfortable talking to people. I think some people go to that because they don't know how to be introverted or okay by themselves.
They don't know how to shut up.
Yeah, or they don't want people to see them sitting at a bar by themselves.
Yeah.
They think that something's wrong with that. So right away they want to try to be the center of attention, the life of the party, and that can get overbearing sometimes and super annoying.
Yeah, they can be very awkward and very. It seems like to some people that you're trying to cope for something, like you say.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it can be very off-putting to a degree because you can be too extroverted, and it's like, okay, like what is wrong with you?
Yes. And lastly here, lacking social skills. So men who lack social skills may struggle to form and maintain relationships. Social skills are essential for effective communication and building connections with other people, specifically women here. Men who lack social skills may find it challenging to initiate conversations, express their feelings, or understand social cues, which can make dating a little bit more difficult. But like anything else, it can be improved, and I've done videos on how to work on your social skills, how to be a better conversationalist, and a bunch of other topics within those categories. So if you need a little bit of help, be sure to check those out as well.
So I would say, listen, she's hit a couple different topics, and I think she's speaking to a lot of different guys. So when I say a lot of different guys, she's speaking to some guys that she thinks is not interested in women, but honestly, they're just interested in hookup culture. They're not interested in long-term relationships, which is totally different from a guy that can't get with a woman because they're a little bit awkward. And being a little bit awkward it's nothing really wrong with that. Because the thing is that being a little bit awkward, as long as you improve on your social skills, makes you a little bit different from everybody else. Because you don't want to be this like cookie cutter guy. The only thing I would say is that, I mean, most guys do have to work on their social skills. I think what happens is like, I put it like fishing. I don't fish. And the reason why I don't fish because as soon as I get something on the hook, I get so anxious about it that you know how you're supposed to set the hook, or I see, and I might even know what I'm doing, but instead of like just I tug like that. Honestly, I think a lot of guys that's what they do when they first start talking to a female. It's like instead of being just kind of reeling them in, and you kind of like, come here, and you seem very overbearing and awkward. And the only way you can get over that is actually to do it more times, and you're gonna have to strike out. I mean, listen, if I went fishing more and the more fish that I lost by just jerking at it, you know what I'm saying, then I would learn to, it's like, all right, learn how to actually set the hook, and it just comes with practice, and you can't be afraid of rejection. The thing is that you, like when you go out, if you go out with, like if I was to go out fishing without I need to bring 10 fish home, but I just want to just work on my fishing technique. And if you go out and you just work on your social technique and just actually just having conversations, talking to people without just, looking for an end result, I think you will be better off sometimes because you will learn the ebbs and flows of, conversation, relation. To be honest with you, there's a lot of but last thing, because the video camera cut off. Yeah, I need to buy another camera. At the end of the day,
Another camera?
Yeah, because this one only records for 30 minutes. But at the end of the day, you got to work on your social techniques. Just work on your social techniques. And then, maybe we'll run into some of you young guys out at the college clubs and maybe, we'll help you critique your social
techniques. Teach you some dance moves.
She will. I don't dance. If you ever see us out, I don't dance like that. Everybody always asks me, are you her bodyguard? I don't dance like that. I don't dance like that. Can I dance? Yes. But that's the introvert in me. But once you get me dancing, hey, I'm a dance machine. Not really.